What's going on, guys? It's Shawnee Salami. This was a really great game where I played really well. Kind of game that it feels like everything was clicking and I was firing on all cylinders, really. As I've been talking about in recent videos, for the first time I'm really trying to do specific things to work on and improve as a player. During the life cycle of this game, for me personally, I've never really tried to work on individual things and improve. And it was pretty interesting because I've been mostly doing standalones that have been recorded. There will be some of those coming up soon, where the lobbies are a lot different against good players. This channel will always be for the casual player first and foremost, but it's been really cool to see that you guys are invested in me enough that you're kind of like into this journey I'm taking to potentially get into comp. There are plenty of times where you do just want to get on and play with your friends and just kind of unwind a little bit. And that's what I did in this one with my great friend Steakhammer, who's the guy I got into the community through my Discord, The Unyielding, which will be in the pinned comment, and an up-and newcomer named Hawk Mercenary. He's getting really good very quickly. But what I didn't realize about working on those individual skills to potentially get into competitive play is a lot of it really just kind of made a difference almost immediately as long as you're stopping to think. It's very interesting to me because the mechanics of this game are just so in-depth, but I've mostly done this through pure playtime and just having fun and enjoying myself. But in just about an hour of his time, he changed how I approach every single engagement I get into in a match. And I just think that was invaluable information I got because I've always been a pretty strong player mechanically with countering, things like that. Especially for console, I feel like I'm pretty good. But he really just changed how I play, and I'm very grateful for that. And if you are interested in getting trained by him, or many others such as Old Knight has a trainer role, there's also Lousy, the best console duelist. Happy to help you guys improve. They're just all about the positivity, and that's what's so unreal about my Discord is it's the most active one in the community, and it's really even more active than the official Discord, which is kind of crazy to say, but it is true. A lot of the people in the Unyielding Discord, they have a large voice in there just purely based on vibes and getting along with people and being a good person. It doesn't really have to do anything with your in-game ability. That being said though, there's really just community legends like the guys I've name dropped that are very central to it and are happy to help. It's just a great all-around mix of players, and we don't really tolerate any kind of outside drama that comes in. So that's really squashed right away, and it's just led to a great community that I think is going to outlast this game by a lot. All that being said though, this game was really fun, fighting alongside Steakhammer a bunch and getting to see Hawk Mercenary take out the longsword. And it had a lot of cinematic moments of us fighting side by side. The other team was pretty overmatched. I'll call a spade an ace there. But to go along with those cool moments, I also just want to show you guys how much just things I'm learning really do translate to lobbies like this, and not only the sweaty ones. It just really made an immediate difference. And all that being said, let's get into the gameplay now. Now, the Shawnee of old may have not thought about this and just ran towards the larger group of enemies to the right. Now that we stop and think about it and think about how we're going to get into an engagement and how it'll end and try and process that as we go, what I was thinking here is to kill time to move up with the team to get on the bridge and maybe put some pressure on those two guys if they survived but long enough. But we did end up getting the kill ourselves, but in the end, greed does get the better of us. That would have been smart to disengage there, and then instead I kind of get greedy, go for the kill, and then he gets teammates that back him up. I usually wouldn't support killing a guy that's chasing a teammate running away. That guy, I'd most times say, should stand his ground and accept his death if he's low health, not run away like a coward. But he actually didn't have a weapon at all and seemed to be looking for one. So if he's completely disarmed, I'm not going to call that cowardice. He can get a pass for that, and we help him out. Now see how I go backwards instead of forwards. I'm looking all around instead of just directly ahead of me. And it's to stay alive first and foremost, but you're going to be surprised when you're just trying to honestly be more aware of what's going on, that there's a lot of vulnerable enemies that are just standing around that are ripe for killing, and a lot of times they're distracted with your teammates. And target switching is another big thing I'm learning. I'll kind of try and point out examples as they go in this one. I don't know if I necessarily did as good a job with that here. It was in range, and this is a great drag by him, but more of a misplay by me. I should have dragged my stab way further, not sure what I was thinking, and he does benefit from that and gets me with an executioner axe. And for the record, if you're new to this channel, haven't watched as much yet, that's no disrespect intended at all, because he did win the fight. A lot of times in this game, I'll hear people in voice chat blaming everything but themselves. And that wasn't a disrespect to him. It's mostly just like, here's what I did wrong. Don't make this mistake. Because if you blame the game, you will never improve. Most of your deaths are your fault. And you do have to remember that, yes, the servers have issues. Yes, ping is high. But that only is going to count for so many deaths. It's like why archers drive me crazy, because sometimes I feel like you can't do anything about that. And there's just a lot of it is a skill issue. Just flat out, bottom line, that's what it is. Now, here's a moment that really is just what this game is all about and why I always come back to it. Look at Stakehammer. I'm on the brink of death. This man doesn't care about his KD. He sees his good friend in trouble, and he's getting that poleaxe. Not an ideal situation where friends were going to go down dying together. Just a lot of really easy kills when you're maneuvering through crowds like this. Not really just moving forward. You're kind of being aware of where you should be, but you'll never guess what happens next. Here's a good example as well. It's just the positioning is just so much better now. Even though I'm getting in the fray of it now, I started off on the outside of the engagement, so I didn't get surrounded, just going right through the middle and attacking the first person I saw. Now, I'm very aware of how in deep I'm getting now, but that's one of the examples I talk about where I don't care at this point because I'm seeing some free archer kills. I'm going to try and go after them, and it actually pays off and doesn't end up costing us. Here I'm looking like I'm in trouble, but again, Stakehammer being the total bro that he is, he's going to rush in. He's all bloody. He's probably a one hit with the amount of blood on him. I'm not doing him any favors by stabbing him. And we're going to go down fighting. Maybe we take out a spawn wave, but it's not likely. And we're going to... This is why I love playing with these guys. This is why I get along with them. Please join the Discord if you have a similar mindset. Pin comment. And again, Hawk is just getting better and better every time he plays this game. He's breaking out the longsword now. You'll love to see it. I never get tired of turning people on to this weapon, and I will take full credit for that. Fortunately, these guys don't seem in their peripheral vision. They're probably in first person. Great job by the default knight to get me, though. We thank him and go along with our business. Gonna try and push up and get that champion out. Did you really have to do me like this? We've been seeing this guy use a lot of one-handed spear specials in this lobby, so I'm going to emote no at him, kind of troll him a little bit, mostly lighthearted. Just sometimes you got to do this to people who kick too much or rely on one thing. This was really funny, so I go for a good target switch, and the guy was kicking someone, and he got the kill, so he turned away, and then he even just kicked me, and it was just enough damage to down me. Pretty funny. Now, this is where we're going to run into a big-time problem. I declined the VIP, so someone else is going to be Thorn. And I'm not really married to hundo bombs or anything. Once you get enough of those 100 takedowns, you don't really care that much anymore unless it's really absurd. You don't post them. But I had one at this point. I was having a great game. This team is very overmatched. Now, I thought I was declining to give it to Stakehammer or Hawk Mercenary, who played very well. But so I didn't accept it, and we got someone else that had it, right? And I do want to tell you guys about this. So Stakehammer already had his 100 takedowns. Again, not sure if he cares either, but just for the record, this guy's going to do a big-time clown move. I'm not going to witch hunt. I won't put the name up or anything, but once he gets to the boat, he's just going to stay there. And I don't like that, especially when the team was, like I said, overmatched this game. And in my opinion, if you're going to go the toxic route and be cocky, you better just own that. And you got to do a lap like Strida will do on his channel. If you're a nice, not toxic person, that means you walk around the entire dock and do a lap around it before going into the boat. But this guy does something just... I don't understand why you wait at the end of the boat just to farm kills. Because this team was really having a tough time, especially towards the end of it. And it's like, why are you playing with your food like that, so to speak? This game really has a small community, and I don't think that's a good look if you're a new player. So I don't want you to follow this example. In fact, once he gets there, we're going to just cut that out. Because I think after he got there, I was mostly not even really fighting. It was just really disappointing to see... So this is fine at this point. We're trying to make our way over there and help our friends out in their fights. He's still trying to get to the dock. And like I said, once he gets there, I will just be cutting ahead. I don't want to give this kind of stuff attention outside of using it as a cautionary tale because, like I said, this community is small. You don't want to get a reputation for being like this. Now, we're going to break all these barricades. I think he's stopped, but once everyone dies, this is just what he's going to do. So we're going to cut ahead here to the very end. I do want to show you guys how well Stakehammer and Hawk did, especially for Hawk's level. Just a really great game until this kind of disappointing thing happened. And I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.